Don't do that. Take that out. That's not happening. Cool. Okay. That is updated. If anybody's connected, this is me running late for the thing that I plan to do. So bear with me while I get my life in order. Here. Please move that around. Move that there so it's a little bit to the side because I want to go in there in a bit. Hey, Bobcat, how's it going, sir? Welcome. I'm still going to get something on. Just getting everything in order because what a morning! What a morning! Just see. Okay, let's keep that there, and we can pause that one so that I'm not using up any of the stream. Shut you down. Okay. It seems like everything's working. My hat's way back there. Botrix is always on top form, right? Yesterday's stream, Botrix only joined right at the end. He was like, "What's going on? Where is everybody?" Oh man, craziness. Okay. Now I want to try and fix something because I think I might have a little something wrong here. And agree. Full blog, non-profit, new politics, R2 and stuff. You don't really have a choice to like just for like chatting about stuff. So I'll just keep it as gaming. Is there a? No, there's not. Okay, that's fine. We'll just keep it like that. That's really cool. That's looking good. That's looking good. So, Bobcat, how are you doing this morning? Sure, you're doing a lot better than most of us here without running water. That was my morning, trying to get some water for us, and it didn't work out so well. I had to buy bottles of water because I was out at the water point waiting, and then the thing ran out of water. And I don't know when they're going to come and fill the thing with water, so I just screw it. I don't have the whole day to stand here, unfortunately, so I just went to buy some water so we can just get through the day, and then maybe later on go and get some more. But it's cool, it's all chill. That's one of those things. So I also want to get my camera set up on my phone so that I can like show some stuff. Where is that app? Let's get that set up as well. Okay, so where is my Droid Cam? Just make sure that you are configured to work properly. Do you do audio as well? Maybe, but then it's gonna like double up. Okay, let's just go with not. Okay. So that should give me a working Droid Cam. There. And if I put that up here, it works. See? Droid Cam. Now we can see things. How fun. But we'll use that later. So that is working. That's what I wanted to make sure is working. Put my phone back in charge. Oh man, yeah, but it's very frustrating when you go and start your day off, go and waiting for some water, and you're waiting, and then the water runs out, and then ended up should have just gone and bought water in the first place. Oh man, heat wave, water, just what you need, right? Water shortage, crazy stuff. Let's see. So yeah, thanks for rocking up, Bobcat. I'm glad that you interested. Oh, we got someone joined the YouTube channel 7 days ago, and I didn't even know. Ty the Great. Well, Ty, if you're watching this, thanks for joining 7 days ago. Sorry for missing. I'm just seeing it in my logs that that happened. Awesome. Everything seems like it's cool, I think. And for everybody going to be watching on the replay, you missed it. You missed it live, but it's fine. You can catch the story on the replay. So, the reason for today's little stream. Not playing any games. This is a just chatting stream, and I'm going to be showing some of the nice, cool hardware that I've bought for myself, that I've saved up over the year to make sure that I can buy stuff that I want and need to upgrade my little computer. So my current PC, I'll give you the stats now. Actually, where's my Twitch channel? I wrote it. I got that all down when I was doing the about section on my Twitch channel. Let me just head over here so that I can tell you. I don't get anything wrong about my own stuff. So where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. So my current setup, I put it together in 2016, 2017, saved up piece by piece, bought piece by piece from various different shops, and then put it all together. And then in 2018, I bought my graphics card, and that's been the computer that I've been running ever since. That computer combination, should I say, since 2018, with my graphics card and everything else. So my current setup, let me bring it on the screen. Give me 1 second here. I had a thingy here for it. Wait, add source. Browser source. Add source. And no, that's not going to work. I'll just add a screen. Just do the stuff that I know how to do. Add source. New one. Browser. Add. And then we're going to take the browser window. Done. There we go. Look at that. But let's get it to fit a lot better. Squeeze that off, and then I can zoom in a bit. There. How awesome is that? Now everyone can see. So that's my current setup. It's a 6th gen i7, which is very good CPU, very powerful. I mean, it's been absolutely awesome for all the time that I've had it. It's been quite the rock star, and it's done like an amazingly good work for all the time that I've had it. And yeah, it's old though. Like, if you look at the Intel world now, Intel is on the 14th gen, and this is a 6th gen. So just on the gens, I am 8 generations behind. And let me just move myself to the side there so that you can still see me. There we go. And now Intel has changed. They don't do the gens anymore. They've got a different numbering system. So they're technically on the 15th generation, if you look at it that way, but they're like advanced, and I'm like way behind. But I haven't needed to do an upgrade because this setup has been working. I mean, it's been pretty potent. The memory is only 16 gigs. Which has also been fantastic. I've always wanted to get another 2 8s to bring it up to 32, but I just never got around to it, and then I decided to start saving up to do a full-on upgrade. And then the graphics card is the 1080 Ti, which is like phenomenal. I mean, that card is like hailed as one of the greatest cards that ever came out from Nvidia at the time, and it's still a very effective card today, and I'm going to keep using it. because buying a new graphics card is not achievable. It's very, very expensive, and there's a lot more saving that needs to go into that. The rest of the stuff is all just like the case and cooling and all of that stuff. But the key things are the CPU, the motherboard, the RAM, and the graphics card. Right, that kind of the brains and the heart of the computer that puts the whole thing together. So this guy has been really epic and still is. I mean, it's still working perfectly well. I'm using it right now, and it's just time to catch up with the times. I must admit, though, this whole idea of an upgrade was something that was forced upon me by Microsoft Windows. See, Microsoft Windows this year announced that next year, October, Windows 10 is no longer going to be supported. So you got a few options. You can pay for security patches from Microsoft, so that's not going to happen. The other option is to hack Windows 11 so that it installs on a non-Windows 11 approved computer. That's a lot of work because every time there's a big security patch, you have to go through a whole procedure, and it's not so intuitive and easy. So that's also like I could do that, but do I want to? And then also you can like go away from Windows and go Linux or something, but that's also quite a drag because I do a lot of Windows-based things and I'm very used to the Windows environment. I can work on Linux, but not everything works so out the boxy all the time, and it does require some extra work, and it's fun, but it's the time that it takes up. And yeah, so I decided, okay, I've got till October, so let's start with saving for the upgrade. And that's what I went ahead with, right? And I went ahead with putting that all together so that we can get the upgrade in. Oh, wait, I'm missing something because I've got this in the wrong place. Let me move that down there because then I can see Bobcat talking. Yes, look at that. Magic. The graphics cards are the most expensive piece. Yeah, the graphics cards are by far the most expensive. By far. So, hey, Corbin Aaron, how's it going? Welcome, cousin. Welcome. You caught me in the middle of my tale. And I've got everything set up now, so that one.
Hello there.
That's for Bobcat. And let's get another one out there for Corbin. Right there.
Hello there.
So yeah, so Bobcat, the graphics cards pretty much are the most expensive piece of the computer. Wasn't always like that, but when graphics cards got more and more powerful, they got more and more expensive because it cost more to make them. And then you had the Bitcoin boom. And Bitcoin really pushed the price of graphics cards up because there was high demand, and they just kind of stayed up, right? So graphics cards, I mean, if my graphics card that I got there, so I bought that in 2018. That's the GeForce GTX 1080 Ti. I got that in 2018. I paid 12,000 Rand. I don't want to make this episode about the money. That's not it. But just so that you have an idea, that was 12,000 Rand. Now, at the time, I bought it when a new series came out. So, you know, the new comes out and the old gets cheaper. It didn't get a lot cheaper, but it got a little bit cheaper. So my idea was I waited for the new range, which was the 20 series to launch, and then I got that for a little bit of a discounted price. Now, if I'm to do the same thing today, now that was the best of the 10 series at the time. So the best range of the previous range of product. And that was 12,000. Now, if I'm to do the same today, the best of the 40 series card is hella expensive, right? I mean, the best of the 40 series card, you're looking at, I think it's like 35,000 to 50,000 Rand. It's the 4090. So, like, when the 50 series comes out, hopefully the 40s get cheaper. That's still going to be too expensive. Ooh, no, that's still going to be too expensive. But the card just below that, the 4080 Super, so that's going currently for 22,000 Rand. So I'm hoping that when the 50 series comes out, those 4080s get cheaper. Maybe I can pick up a second-hand one for a lot cheaper. But that's what I'm kind of saving towards for the graphics card upgrade, to get the 4080 at hopefully a discounted price. Because even though the 4090 would be the dream, that's just way expensive. But yeah, that becomes the bulk of your spending with the computer, really, is the graphics card. And you can make choices. You don't have to get these top tier cards. I mean, the mid-range cards are massively powerful, and they stand alone. They stand strong by themselves, right? There's very little wrong with the mid-range cards. They are really equipped. Like the 4070 Ti is really potent, the 4060 as well. Even the previous range is 30s, right? 3080s, 3090s, they're also really, really strong cards. But yeah, I'd like to go with something a bit more modern when I can, but I'm leaving that out for now because, I mean, like I was just saying, the price range of the graphics cards. So we've got my current setup, and I want to show everybody. Just let me open up the case so you can actually see inside. Just take the screws off. I don't have a 50cc screwdriver like the event. It just twists right off. So, just a heads up, the case is not the cleanest. It's clean, but there's probably some dust in there. So just letting you know ahead of seeing it. Now let me get this droid cam back up. So Corbin Aaron, this is what I was talking about, buddy. You could be having a webcam using your phone. See, so simple. Look at that. You could just put that right into your OBS, and then there's your webcam, buddy, and the picture is fantastic on the phone. That's what you must do. Don't wait for your grand plans of renovating your office and all of that stuff. Just do something basic, and you can just have the camera there looking right at you so that you've got something to say hi with. Yeah. Okay, so let me just let me have a check on these settings if you're going to be able to see. So I'm going to go down to the computer now, and let me do you all a favor and go full screen so that you can actually see. Why is that flipped? That's not the right way around. Sorry guys, I don't want you looking at things back to front. There we go. Now it's the right way around. Now it's like a mirror. Cool. Okay, now let's have a look here. Going down. So down here we have the inside of my computer, my current computer. So there is our MSI GeForce 1080 Ti, which is a absolutely awesome graphics card, and it has and still is handling new games like an absolute champion. There's my power supply, an 850 watt Cobra power, which should be good enough for my new setup as well. And it's one of the pieces that I'm carrying over from the current setup. Then that is my heatsink over the Intel CPU. And there's the memory just next to it on the right. Those two metal strips going up. And that whole other thing is the motherboard. Now, I've got blue lights all over my PC case. I like the blue light effect. Got like a water cooler radiator over there at the top, and that's for the CPU. And then all my hard drives over here. Sorry, the droid cam, when I'm moving around because it's on Wi-Fi, it's a bit suspicious, but otherwise droid cam is pretty good. Corbin, don't let that fool you. Don't let that sway you from using your droid cam for your webcam in your stream, buddy. And that's the current setup, right? And it's pretty awesome. Now, of that, the motherboard, the CPU, the RAM, that's all going to remain. But I'm going to take the graphics card with me. So you're coming with? Yes, you are. And I'm going to take the power supply with me as well. You're coming with for now, because I don't have the power supply that I want in my new setup. Okay, wait, let me get off the floor. Okay, switching back over. Where's my cam? There we go. Let me take it. There we go. So that's the current setup. That's the current computer. And yeah, like I say, The only thing that's wrong with it is that it's aging, but it's not broken in any way. It's working perfectly well. Hey, 61 city stars. How's it going? Welcome to the just chatting stream about my upgrade. That's for you.
Hello there.
So yeah, it's I'm very funny. thanks Corbin. Just catching up with the chat now after seeing, because I couldn't see while I was on the camera. Thanks, man. But yeah, so that's the current setup. Now my grand plan is, like all the professionals out there, one day I want to have 2 computers. One computer to play the game, one computer to stream, just to split the processor. So my whole thinking is now, okay, I'm going to cannibalize and bring them together and make one machine out of the 2. But I'm going to keep those parts because they're all working fine and they're in really good condition still. So I've kept them clean, I've redone thermal paste and all that stuff, except the graphics card. I need to do that today with this move, but yeah. And then I'm going to have a second PC. Now, to make a second PC, obviously, I need to replace the stuff that I'm using. So I can only do the second PC plan once I've got a new power supply, and there's a specific power supply I want. And you'll see why, because I've got a plan. And then there's the graphics card that I want to get when they hopefully get a little bit cheaper. They're on Christmas specials now, but it's still a lot of money. So, hasn't really gone and done it. So the plan then will be, as soon as I've got that, then I'm going to get this current computer going again. I'm probably going to set it up as a Linux-based computer just so that it's got no bloatware and all of that stuff, so that it can be used as kind of like my streaming platform. And you can use it for like whatever, video editing and things like that as well. But I'd like to kind of have that sort of setup, that's kind of like a cool setup dream to have 2 computers, one for streaming, one for the gaming, so that you're not sharing the resources like you currently are. But yeah, that'll come. But yeah, so that's the plan. Long term. That's the long-term plan. Short-term plan is we're going to start building a PC today. Now, I'm not going to put the whole build on my stream. So I'm going to record the build and I'm going to release highlights as a video, but I'm not going to put it onto the stream, and I'll tell you why. So number one, building a new computer is lots of fun. It's very exciting. I am someone who loves doing it. I've done it since I was very young. This goes way back, right? Way back. When I was very little, my dad had introduced us to computers at a very young age, back in the 80s. So we had an 8080, 8080, not an 8080 like AT-AT. Like from Star Wars, not an AT-AT. No, an 8080, 8080. And then we also had an 8086, 8086. And from the 8086, my dad got me involved with doing maintenance on the PC, cleaning it out, and putting in new stuff. Like when we got a new card for memory, for like, geez, we were talking kilobytes of memory was on like a card that went into the thing. Maybe megs, maybe megabytes, maybe not kilobytes, maybe megabytes of memory. Could be, I don't know, I can't remember. And new hard drives, all of that stuff. And like I was doing that myself when I was quite young. And I carried that kind of through my whole life. Every time I got a computer, parts, built, set it up, know how it works, connect everything together, do all the setups myself, get everything plugged in. So it's something that I enjoy doing, but it's not something you do very often, because obviously once you build the computer, it's built. You don't build it again and again and again. Only when you do upgrades, only when you add stuff to it. Now that whole exercise, albeit very fun and exciting and thrilling, and something to always look forward to, it is a bit of a stressful experience for me. It's nerve-wracking. It's concerning. You are kind of dealing with an unknown, right? So I bought my parts separately from different shops through the year, So all of the walk-in replacement times are long gone because shops have like 7-day walk-in replacements. So if something is wrong, it means I have to go through the warranty and get things replaced over the warranty and all of that stuff, right? So that's an exercise. So that's one nerve-wracking thing, and it's a worrying thing, because if, hopefully, touch wood, that nothing is wrong, but should something be faulty or not working correctly, I have to go contact the place I got it from, work through their warranty program, and then go through all of that stuff, which is time-consuming and generally unpleasant. The other thing is, when you're doing computer building, you got to be really careful, right? You got to be really careful because it's sensitive. The stuff is very sensitive. You got to take your time. You got to be slow. You got to have something to catch the sweat when it's hot, and you got to make sure that you've degaussed yourself so that you're not carrying static on you when you're working with the parts, because the slightest burst of static can short something up. Now, all that aside, it can get a bit hairy when you're putting things together. And although it'll be a lot of fun to see everything, I'm not at that point yet of my confidence with building a computer live. And I'd much rather record it and edit it. And if something does go pear-shaped, I can always cut it out. But it's going to be fun, and I'm really keen on doing it. But yeah, really going to be busy today on that. I've started doing some setup on my hard drives of how I want to move things around, so that's going to be kind of ready. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm very keen to get started. But I want to show you guys what I've gotten. So let's come back. The first thing that I've gotten is my new case. Now, let's go back to the Droid cam. Droid cam. Oh, I'm upside down. There we go. Now right around. Okay. So everybody remembers the case that I just showed you, which is my current case. Now this is my new case. Look at that. It's a white case. I'm going with a white themed computer. I usually go with the black computer case and the black style, because it's just standard, really, so you don't have to really do much to it or think about it, really. But I'm going to go with the white case this time. It's my first time doing a white PC build since the 90s, when that was like the only color that PCs came in. Now this thing is pretty cool because check this out. The doors are on hinges. How wild is that? The doors on hinges, and they just swing open. And they've got little clippies here that they clip on, and then they just pop back into place. And that's for the others, the backside there, the backside of the PC and the front of the PC. Both of their hinges set up. There's tons of space on the inside. So cable management. This is going to be my first PC where I'm going to put a ton of effort into cable management to try to hide all the cables away. The only thing that is a bit of a a bit of a mind shift for me, and I didn't find an alternative, so I kind of just had to suck it up and just go with it. If you will notice, there's no mounting bays on the traditional front of the computer like what you'd see on this one. So, for example, my Blu-ray drive no longer has a home. So what's going to happen to the Blu-ray drive? For now, nothing. It's just going to sit there in the old case. But yeah, when I do build the old computer back up to its former glory, then I'll have the Blu-ray drive there. But apparently, most new cases don't actually come with these bays anymore. So you can't put on Blu-ray drives and stuff like that anymore. So it's just a sign of the times, really. No one really has Blu-rays or a big need for them. The way that they do it now is all with USB Blu-rays, and that's the approach. So I could always get a USB bay, and I think I might end up doing that, just so that I've got a USB Blu-ray drive for, just in case I need one, right? Oh, let me come sit down again. White looks sick. Yeah, it does. It's going to be so cool. So my plan with the white is I want to do as much of a white build as possible. Now the motherboard I got has got a lot of white on it. It's not a white motherboard because that's like very expensive, but it's got a lot of white pieces on it, so it adds to that. The CPU cooler is all white, and the power supply that I want to get is going to be a solid white one, but I don't have it yet, so it's going to have to come in the future. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, but it would be nice when I do eventually have enough to get the new graphics card to get a white graphics card as well, so that it's got this whole white flavor and setup. It's going to be pretty cool. Now the lighting though, I think I'm still probably going to end up sticking to my blue lighting because I do like the blue lighting on the inside of the computer. We'll see how it goes. The cooler is RGB, so I can play with it and see what the different colors look like when it's like set up. But yeah, I'm probably going to end up going with the blue lighting again. Now, let me get the bits and pieces, and then I can show you guys the cool stuff. Let me just make some space. Let's move my candle up there. Go there, and I've got a little bit of space here. Yeah, that's what everybody says when I say I'm doing a white PC. They're like, oh, white gets dirty very fast. So does all colors actually. It's not really the color that makes the PC dirty. There's so much electromagnetic flux with the PC that the dust just flies in and sticks to it. It's like just pulls in all the dust. So it doesn't really matter which color you got, but yeah, there's going to be a visible dust in that thing. The nice thing with the modern PC cases versus the old PC cases is I found the modern PC cases are a lot better at defending against dust. I mean, my old tower, which I've actually still got sitting at the back here, man, that thing just was like, dust, come here, walk right through, you know, come in. I had so much dust in that computer all the time, it was a nightmare. Keep it clean. My current case, which is not looking too bad, I don't clean it that often, and it actually keeps the dust out quite well by itself. So I'm hoping the new case is just as good at keeping the dust out, but I definitely do realize there's going to be a lot of cleaning in my future to keep that thing looking pretty. Okay, let me get the bits and pieces, then I can... Oh, but then you're going to see it all. I don't want you to see everything. I want to reveal. So let me do something else. Hang on. Just going to get them, put them over here, and then I can bring it out and show you. Sneaky. No one sees. Okay, so now we are kind of reaching the unboxing or reveal of the new bits and pieces that I want. That's going to be making up my new computer. So first thing is, if you remember, this case looks pretty big, right? So they've actually got it set up. You can either have your graphics card sideways like normal, so like your motherboard's there and you plug the graphics card in, or you can get an extender and have the graphics card mounted parallel to the motherboard, so it's kind of like a feature, it's like a display feature. Now that's what I'm going for. So to do that, you got to buy a specific component. And it is called a PCIe riser cable. Now it's still in its electromagnetic safety papers. I'm going to keep it in there, but this is it. It's white with a gray stripe at the top, and what it does is you plug the one side into the motherboard one side into the motherboard, and the other side is for the graphics card to plug in. So then it comes and shows it. Hey, 61 City Stars, cool, man. Have a good day, and I'll catch you around. Thanks for popping in, appreciate it. I need to get a goodbye meme. I have to get a goodbye meme. What a holiday resolution, I have to get a goodbye meme. So this thing plugs, like if your motherboard's here, this will go into the motherboard and make some nice space, and then the graphics card can mount here and be attached vertically, yes, so that it like displays out, and it's going to look very cool. It's going to be like this whole visual feature on the box, which is like something really nice. So that's the one very cool thing that I'm very amped to try, because I've never done this. I think this is going to look very, very snazzy. Okay, then let's start with the motherboard. There. Okay, now I might cross over to Droidcam when I'm showing this. So there's the motherboard. It is. Is it backwards? Am I flipped around? I don't know. Is that reading the right way for you, or is it reading back to front? Because then maybe I am flipped around. Does it look right? Is it backwards? I can always just flip myself over. Like, is that the right way? Does that look... I think that's right now, right? Yeah, that must be right, because now it's the right way around. Okay, so here is the motherboard. It is a Ryzen motherboard. Yes, I've decided to go AMD for my new build. It's pretty wicked. I haven't done AMD ever. I've always been on an Intel-based CPU for my, as far back as I can remember. Now you see it's got some nice white features stacked onto the motherboard. It makes it look pretty cool. Let's pop it open and see what's inside. Okay, where is Droidcam? Let's switch over to Droidcam for this, shall we? Wait. Let's do Droidcam. And then I am going to get really fancy and put myself up in the corner. Yeah, look at that. Got to put the chat box up so I can see the right way. Cool, awesome. Okay, so this is what you get. Didn't think about this. I'm going to need a hand. I can do that. Okay, wait. Let me think about this better. I don't have another stand like I got for that one. So, Droidcam, you're going to have to sit over there just for a second. And then I'm going to take this out. Ooh, so heavy. It's so heavy. Yeah. Okay. Keep it with the electromagnetic stuff. We just keep it out there, and then I can come back to Droidcam. Boom. There we go. Look at that. So that is the new motherboard, ready to receive the new computer setup. It is looking awesome. Those little power plugs at the back there are... Yeah, I am... Can't remember if my current power supply has that. Might. So, this is also the thing, right? Because I haven't done this yet, I'm hoping that my current power supply is going to be able to be working, and it should, in theory, it should. Um, but yeah, early Christmas presents to yourself are the best. That is so true. That is so true. I need to when I get into it, I'll see if the power supply fits in there. It should. I think I've got the right adapters for that because that is looking the same as the plugs that go into the GPU, into the graphics card. And I think my power supply has got an extra set of those because you can run two graphics cards with that power supply. So I think I've got the right connectors. But if not, I'll see if I can make a plan. Otherwise, I might have to get that power supply that I've been eyeing out ahead of schedule, which isn't the greatest, but it might be necessary. Now, look at how nice these heatsink pads are. So this is where the hard drives go, the M2 hard drives. They fit nicely in there. And this is a nice heatsink pad for some motherboards processing stuff. Warning, ingestion hazard. This product contains a button cell or coin battery right there. So this is going to be my primary graphics card slot, I think, if I remember the setup from the manual correctly, but I think that's the primary slot. And then that's where the RAM is going to go. CPU goes there. Lots and lots of cables going, all the jumpers all over the place. And then we're going to have our cool computer set up and ready to go. Okay, let me put this back into its protective wrapping. One tick for me to do that carefully. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show is all the I/O ports at the back here. So it's got HDMI, it's got display, it's got a whole bunch of USBs over here, whole bunch of them. It's got 2 gig LAN, I think it was. I think it was 2 gig LAN. And then we've got these 2 gold jobbies over here. So these are for Wi-Fi antennas. The board has got its own built-in Wi-Fi receiver. How freaking awesome is that? I've currently got like a separate PCI card that does it, and I don't have to have that separate PCI card anymore. It's got its own built-in. And then we got the sound ports over here. So very cool. Got lots of little things and additional stuff. Let's put that back in its packing for safety. You got to keep everything very safe when you're doing PC builds. Very important. Just checking out the box, there's some other stuff. So here's the Wi-Fi antenna, and there's some SATA cables, and oh, cool, stickers. Oh, nice. There's little decorative stickers that you can put on stuff. There's stickers to mark things. That's pretty decent. Makes like the whole assembly job a bit easier. Okay, let me put this back down and back in this way. Come on. Seal up nicely and safely. Sorry for looking at my armpit. It's just where the camera ended up being. Okay, so that is the motherboard. Now, shipping and packing, right? It arrived with some dents on the packing. Unfortunate. It happens, but yeah, what can you do? So that's the motherboard that's going to be coming along. So what's next? That's what's next. The CPU. So it's a 7000 series AMD Ryzen 9. Oh, why is my camera not focusing? Hang on. Let me just try to force it into a focus. Come on, silly thing. There we go. 7000 series Ryzen 9, 3D V-cache technology, fancy wording. Just does mean that it's got a little bit of extra oomph. Which is nice. I like the extra power. And let's open it up here so everyone can see how it comes. Look at that. It looks so like, ooh, all that power in there. Probably not something that everybody gets excited for, but for me, someone who is quite the hobbyist when it comes to building a computer, this is very cool. Let me take it out Just give me a second. Let me take it out so that you can also see it. But I need 2 hands to get it out safely. There we go. So you needed 2 hands because it comes in like a whole box vibe. Got a nice little resin sticker that I'll be able to put on things. And then that's it. That's the amazing resin CPU. And this is like a really powerful one, right? This is resin 9. It's let me talk a bit about why I went with the resin. So when I was planning this upgrade, yeah, going to keep the sun warm. That's what it's going to do. So when I was planning this upgrade, I actually wanted to go and get a 14th gen i7 or i9 because I currently have the 6th gen i7 and I'm very happy with the i7, so I wanted to get either i7 or i9. But the 13th and the 14th gen Intels have had a unfortunate track record of having problems where they've had burnout issues, they've had damage, they didn't do perform properly, they weren't meeting the specs that they were supposed to meet, various things, and it was a mixture of the CPUs, it was a mixture of the CPU and the motherboard that it was on giving problems. There was just a whole lot of bad news about it. So because of that story, I decided, okay, let me go with AMD because the AMD 7000 series didn't have such bad news as the Intels had going on at the time that I was looking, and it also ranked up there with the power. I think the Ryzen 9 was maybe more powerful in some of the tests that were done. But yeah, really, really potent CPU, really good. It's going to have a lot of work to do. Well, I'm going to have a lot of work to do to try to use it and really make it work. But I think it's going to be awesome for gaming, definitely. Like there won't be any problems there. For streaming, I think it should help out a bit as well, add some extra oomph. And for things like video editing, which can be quite CPU intensive, I think this will do wonders for that. For rendering, something that I found when I was rendering in DaVinci on my current computer, it could take some time. I mean, it worked, but it could take some time, and it was the CPU was sitting at like 90 to 100% while it was working when it was working hard, but I had the priority on it. So I'm thinking with this guy, was got a lot more power, a lot more processing capacity. Things like that should work a lot smoother for this guy. So I'm looking forward to giving it a test run over the December period on giving some heavy workloads and seeing how it does. But yeah, that's the awesome AMD CPU that's going to form the core brain of the operation going forward. Now let's put him back in the box. Got to keep it all nice and safe until we're ready to attach everything. Okay. How cool is that, right? Like that is such a nice way that these CPUs get delivered. The Intels come in a very similar way. They have like a some of them have this like a what's it, a dodecahedron or something. It's like a big, almost like a D&D dice that it comes on the inside. The one that I bought many years ago also came in like a box like this with the card floating at an angle on the inside with plastic and everything. It was all very, very fancy. Yeah, so that is the awesome CPU that's going to be in my new setup. Now, before I show you the very, very cool thing that I'm like completely wowed by, I absolutely love this one very, very awesome thing. I'm going to show you something else first so that we can leave the best for last. Oh, this thing's heavy. Ugh. So this is the CPU cooler. It's the CPU cooler, water-cooled CPU cooler. It's also all white to match the build and everything. And this thing's got like mad RGB. Let me show you this. And because it's such a crazy powerful CPU, it's going to need some crazy powerful cooling. Oh man, still heavy. packaging nerd, yeah. So, who is this? This is ID Cooling, and it's base. Wait, where's my camera? Base, and it is a SL360XE. Now, what's cool about this? Before I open the box, let me put it by my camera here. You see that? That's exactly what you think it is. So on the heating pad that attaches to the CPU, that is an LCD screen. Now that LCD screen does not only show you the temperature, you can configure it to show a whole bunch of different stuff. Let me see if they show a picture in the install guide. No, that's just how to configure. Okay, let me open the box and you can see inside the box. Now, it all looks so neat. See, individually wrapped RGB fans. How cool is that? That's so sweet. So that's the 3 fans. And then here's the part that attaches to the CPU. Now, everybody, when building a computer, please remember, remove the sticker before you put it on your CPU. The common mistake, remove that sticker. It needs to be metal on thermal putty on metal. There's a little plastic adhesive, that sticker that's here to protect it during shipping. Always remember to take it off. There's some tips that'll save you in your PC builds. Check it out. It's all white to match my theme for my build. So the radiator is going to be like blending in with the case. It's going to be very cool. Very cool. Okay, let's put that back. So apparently on the little LCD screen, you can put, like, I think you can load like a video or something onto that, or maybe it comes with some default videos that you can choose from. Either way, that's very, very cool. I can't wait to set that up. That's going to be wicked. Okay, let's just get you sealed up again. Oh, almost forgot some extra pieces. Also, one of the scariest things when doing a PC build, finishing your build and finding you have extra parts. It's not the kind of build you want to do and you want to end up with extra parts. Not at all. You want to make sure you use everything 100% correctly, the way it's supposed to be. Okay, then you put it back this way. And then I can show you the coolest part, besides the extreme powerful stuff. But it's just like got such incredibly high levels of cool, you're going to be wild. Okay, let's put that aside. Now, let's go back to, so I just look in one place. Now, the next thing is very, very cool because of how it looks, and also it's got a fair amount of oomph behind it, so the looks are equal to the power, I would say. Now, this is the RAM. It's actually very, very awesome. So I've got 2 boxes in front of me, and I'm going to exactly, if you have pieces left over with a PC build, it's always going to be a huge problem. Let's go back to old Droid Cam. All right, so there are my RAM boxes: G-Skill, Trident, Royal Neo, DDR5. Look how professionally packed this is. for PC memory. In the past, when I've bought PC memory, it's always come in like a little plastically cut out frame thing that just holds the memory in place. Obviously, I never bought the fancy memory. But how mad is that? So this memory, the shop that I bought it from, they had to order it. Obviously from the US or somewhere else, I don't know where. Because it took like 6 weeks to get here. Like this is like the most exciting thing out of this whole build. Besides everything else that I'm super excited about, I can't wait to plug these things in. Now let me open them up so you can actually see what's inside. So give me a second while I get these boxes open. Oh, that picture loses its focus. There we go. Back in focus. Okay. Now, get those covers off. And I'll tell you a little something about these once I've got them open. Okay, let's see if I can just, I don't want to bend the boxes too much. I just want to bend it a little bit so it stays open so you can see. Okay. So these memory kits come with a chamois cloth, and the very first thing you see is this little warning message. Now I'm going to see if I can get in close to this warning message so you can make it out. See the very first thing it says. Wait, let me just make sure you see the whole thing. Do not mix the memory kits. Memory kits are sold in matched kits that are designed to run together as a set. Mixing kits will result in stability issues or system failure. How wild is that? Now, if you know anything about computer memory and putting it into motherboards, you have channels, and you have dual channel and quad channel, and you always have your memory kind of paired together. So let's say you've got 4 slots on a motherboard. You've got slot 1, 2, 3, and 4. Usually what will happen is you'll have two memories on slot 1 and 3 and 2 memory on slot 2 and 4 that is essentially paired together for the whole experience, right? Now these memory chips are designed with that in mind. So I've got 32 gigs of RAM here. It's 16 and 16. So it's an 8 to 8 and an 8 and 8. It's 2 8s and 2 8s. Now, let me show you what these look like, because it is mind-blowing. Look at that. The memory is chrome. It's insane. And it's got little LED light crystals on the top here. Man, I swear, this is probably the thing that I'm most wowed by for this build. I've never had RAM that looked so awesome, ever. I mean, that is just... I used to love just having a heat sink on my RAM. I never thought of something like this. Look at that. It's mental how wicked this is. It comes in this awesome safety box with like the cutout frames. You got a chamois to keep the chrome shiny, because obviously you're going to touch it when you put it in, but then you can shine it. And then you got the RGB lighting on the top here on each of them, and it's like got this whole crystal shape to it. But like as the warning says, these two cars are designed paired together to work optimally together. So you don't mix and match. These two must be in bay 1 and 3, and these two must be in bay 2 and 4, or whatever the bay numbering is. I mean, like, just wow. So many times of wow. When I first saw this, I was just like, what have I bought? I didn't even realize it was going to look so amazing. Like, I saw the picture and I was just like, this is going to look incredible. So I'm really, really happy about getting these. These are going to be tons of fun to put together. Oh, it's just so wicked. Oh, man, am I being stupid? It's not 8888. It's 16, 16, 16, 16. See? 16G times 2. 16G times 2. It's 64 gigs of RAM. It's not 32. Oh, I'm so excited. I got confused. Let me see if I can take one out. Just make sure I'm getting any shock off me, any static. Just desensitized to anything. Touch something metal, touch my case, touch something metal, touch something wood. Okay, let's open. Here we go. Look how reflective that is. I can see myself in it. Well, hello there. Hello there. Hello there. You can see it. How cool is that, eh? And that's the super shiny heat sinks. Ooh, man. I'm just so wild by it. So that LCD crystal thing goes right from the one side to the other. How wicked cool is that? Let's try to focus on that a bit. There we go. Sorry for the shakiness holding the camera. It's a bit difficult to do both at the same time. But man, that is the most amazing memory that I've ever had. Ever. I'm so happy about the memory, like you don't understand. Like that's the most epic thing ever. So again, we got to be nice and careful with it. Nice and careful with it. Because that's got to go in safely and everything has to work perfectly, please. Keep it sealed up until it's ready to be attached. Get the wrapping back on. Ooh, and that is the exciting hardware that's going to be making up my build. Now, like I said before, I'm going to use the power supply from the existing computer, and I'm going to use the graphics card from the existing computer. And that's going to make up my setup. Obviously, the hard drives as well. I'm going to take all the hard drives with because I haven't bought new hard drives. Reuse all the drives. And cable management is going to be the key for this build, man. Yeah, that company totally is pride in their work. G-Skills, they make some very nice looking stuff, and I'm just wowed by how nice it actually looks. Like, I knew it was going to look cool, but like that's like a whole other level for me. Like, fuck, it looks amazing. Just move my keyboard back here. Yeah, so that is today's plan of action. I've got some prep work I need to do. I've got some work that I need to do on the hard drives before I start turning things off. I need to download the Microsoft Windows installer and create a Windows install flash sticky. Ready here to go so that it's ready to install. And then I think I'm going to start with the graphics card. I need to open it up, reapply thermal paste, put in new heat thermal pads so that it is essentially brand new from a heating and cooling management point of view. So that'll be the first thing I do. Gonna have to watch the video on that. Thankfully, there's an actual YouTube video on my exact graphics card on how to do this. There's probably one on every exact graphics card that I found for my exact card. So I'm gonna watch the steps and make sure I get it right because I've never done this before. Re-thermal pasting a graphics card. This will be the first time. But it's very easy. I've watched the video beginning to end already. It's very straightforward, very easy. Just take things chill, take things slow, disconnect, reconnect, all of that stuff. Should be no problem. And then once I've done the graphics card, then I'll get started on mounting the motherboard, CPU, all of that jazz, and putting the whole thing together. So it's going to be quite a fun day for me, quite a busy day. But it does mean that there's going to be no stream of Half-Life Alyx today. Depending on how today goes, we'll see what stream happens tomorrow. Depending on how today goes. Hopefully I can get this thing up and running to stop in and say hi tomorrow. But this takes priority and I've got to make sure it's all working perfectly. So it's going to be like the big focus for today, maybe some of tomorrow as well, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, that's the plan, guys. That's the plan. And Bobcat, again, thanks for stopping in and being here. I don't know, Corbin Aaron, if you're still there, if you're still sticking around. And 61 City Stars also had to drop off. Thanks as well for popping in. Always awesome. And yeah, for everybody else who's maybe watching this a bit late in the day after they've woken up, that's my plan for today, everybody. Please do drop some comments of anything that you'd like to say. And yeah, it's going to be a busy day. It's going to really be a busy one. I haven't done this now in a good couple of years. I do clean my computer every couple of years. So you take it, you open everything, you put it back together. So I have done that a few times, but yeah, I haven't built one from scratch. So very excited to be doing this again. It's always lots of fun. So yeah, that's the plan, guys. That's the plan. But Bobcat, thanks again for stopping in, and hope you have an awesome Sunday. I'm going to have quite a fun one myself, and I'll have to go try to get some water again later in the day probably, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's it, everybody. Before I go, just for Yergs. As for you, Yergs, when you watch later. I love that. Dude, I love it. Great, guys. So, everyone have a good day. Wish me lots of luck. Hopefully it all goes very well. And yeah, we'll see you all on the next stream. Bye-bye. And I'm going to reuse an exit graphic that I haven't had time to modify. So just give me a second to do something to it. I'm going to pop that in there. Peace out, pop that. And I'm going to do something else. Just scoot down a little bit. Stretch it out. So that you can't see the red dead part. There we go. See you around.